Good day, it's September 30th, 2024. There are only 34 days left before the general election. I'm Joe Buban. Welcome to the 100th episode of The Pulse. Sam Buban is on a special assignment today, so I'm today's broadcast solo. With only 34 days left, multiple media reporting from different polls shows Vice President Kamala Harris now leading by an average of 3 points in the national polls. But what really matters is getting to 270 electoral votes. Part 3 of our series on the road to 270 here at the polls. We will give the map where things stands as of end of last week, based on the numerous pollings that had been made public. According to the online magazine Real Clear Politics, Kamala Harris is now leading Donald Trump in the national poll, based on the different polls they have gathered. Kamala Harris is at 49.2 versus Donald Trump, who is at 47.1. What is the in-between are the undecided voters among those surveyed. But on the electoral votes, upon a candidate who reaches 270 electoral votes will become the next president. For those of you who missed the first two parts of our series, there are 538 electoral votes that has been distributed to the 50 states of the Union. And the number of those electoral votes depend on the size of the population of individual states, based on the 2020 U.S. population census. Nevada has been awarded 5 electoral votes since the 2012 election after a rise in population in the 2010 census. Kamala Harris is now catching up at 215 electoral votes on Trump 219 electoral votes. You may have heard that Kamala Harris is already the likely winner, but why is she looking 4 electoral votes behind? It is because the RCP electoral vote count, again, based on polls, there are still 8 states in play. Among them, Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and North Carolina. Here is the map from Real Clear Politics showing the 8 battleground states. On Friday last week, Harris and Trump are tied in these 3 states, Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. But Kamala Harris is now just 2 points behind in North Carolina, a major gain of closing on Trump since the debate. Signs are also showing that the candidate for governor in North Carolina, Mark Robinson, that many considered as toxic and bigoted, may be affecting Trump in the polls, especially after the story was reported by CNN that the Reverend Mark Robinson has been posting toxic messages in a porn site chats. Robinson denies that he did those. Since after the debate, Harris has been gaining in the 7 battleground states, with Arizona still catching up slowly for Harris. So what's going to happen if she wins Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Nevada? Kamala Harris will reach 276 electoral votes, even without North Carolina. Harris becomes the new president in January. Here's our map of the road to 270. If Harris wins in Arizona and Georgia, which was won by Biden in 2020, she will reach 303 electoral votes and becomes the next president in January. We are going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we will be joined by Kristal Bradford, who is running for Justice of the Peace Court Judge, Department 2. Please stay with us.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
From the Telly Award-winning creator of Love and Karma, Legacy, and Ultra Feminist. Underneath the bright neon lights of Sin City, where fortunes are won and lost in an instant, and the truth can be a bit hazy. Join Elena, a hardworking single mother, her hot-headed son Miguel, and Gabriel, a Filipino pop star on the brink of international stardom, as they embark on a journey of self-discovery, love, and the courage to find one's voice and speak the truth. Made to Shine, coming soon, presented by Philam TV Network, written and directed by Giovanni Espiritu.
To keep updated or for more information, visit filmtv.us/made to shine or scan the QR code to be added to the email list for updates and upcoming opportunities to be part of the show. Executive produced by Sam Buban and Esmeralda Padilla Gould.
Enjoy Philam TV Network on KGNG 26.8 Las Vegas and www.filmtv.us. Search for and download Philam TV Network in Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Download the WCE TV app from smartphones and search for Philam TV.
Welcome back to The Pulse. With us now here at the studio is Kristal Bradford, running for Justice of the Peace Court, Judge Department 2. Ms. Bradford, welcome to The Pulse.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. I'm excited to be here.
Please tell our viewers your background before we go into the questions.
All right. So I am originally from Cerritos, California, which has one of the largest Filipino populations. So that's where I grew up. I went to UCLA undergrad. I went to Western State College of Law for law school. I ended up passing the bar in California, and I practiced there for 6 years. I was actually at the district attorney's office for a very brief moment. And then for 6 years, I did civil litigation. I had my own firm, and I worked for a couple law firms. And then in 2016, I actually took the Nevada bar and I passed it. So me and my family, we moved out here in 2018, and we've been here since. And I have been at the public defender's office since 2018, so I am a chief deputy public defender now.
That's good. And you know, there's like a lot of these public defenders running, and you know, being that you yourself has been exposed to like the Filipino community, and yes, of course, that part of California has a large group of Filipinos.
Yes.
So there are a growing number of public defenders running for judge. So what motivated you, and how's it going for you in the campaign trail?
So what really motivated me to run was, I call it being in the gauntlet when I'm fighting in court every day. So I'm in court, I'm filing every day, I'm filing motions, and I'm really fighting for people's constitutional rights. And I actually had a case in front of the Nevada Supreme Court where they ruled in my favor, and they overturned the district court's order for not following the law. And that kind of really inspired me to run, because I was tired of, you know, laws not being followed. I was tired of there not being representation on the bench. And I was just really tired of people coming to me saying, you know, they didn't feel heard and seen in court. And I have been in court multiple times where I felt like I wasn't heard and I wasn't seen and I was being ignored and not treated fairly. And it was just, you know, I was complaining about that to people on my job. I was complaining about that to my husband. And actually someone at my job asked me, well, what are you doing about it? What are you personally doing about it? And I said, okay, I'm going to run for judge.
That's a nice choice.
Yes.
Are there specific things, policy issues, style that you want to bring to the court if you're elected to the bench?
Yes. One thing is, justice court a lot of times is people's first interaction with the court system. So they're afraid, they don't know what to expect. respect. And most importantly, they're a lot of times at the lowest point of their lives. It's the hardest time of their life. So I want to create a courtroom where, they feel like this is a safe and fair place, where they feel like even if I get ruled against, if the judge rules against me, I still know why the judge ruled that way. I was still treated with dignity and respect, and it was a fair process. And that's a lot of people's complaints, that they feel like the court system is not fair. And I want to create that courtroom atmosphere where, again, I'm following the law, so unfortunately, sometimes I will rule against people, but they feel like, okay, at least she was fair, she was impartial, she listened to me, she heard me. However, I made the best decision based on the law.
That's good. We're almost out of time for this segment. What do you want to say to your voters out there? This is your pitch.
All right, so I just want to say that, again, I'm Kristal Bradford. I am running for Las Vegas Justice of the Peace Department 2, and it is crystal clear that you want justice, and I am the only Kristal that is on the ballot. So just find Kristal, it's with a K, and you'll find me. Thank you.
Thank you. We will leave it at that. Kristal Bradford for Las Vegas Justice of the Peace Court, Department 2. Thank you for talking with us today here at The Pulse.
Thank you for having me.
In our world news, in Austria, the divisive far-right leader of Austria is running for chancellor, in a reporting by Reuters. On Sunday's parliamentary election, which has at times felt like a referendum on him, far-right leader Herbert Kickl is still the one to beat despite being rude, aggressive, and having one of the lowest approval ratings among prominent Austrian politicians. He joked Kickl here, Kickl there, Kickl everywhere during a typical boisterous rally in February that featured plenty of alcohol. Following extensive video of evidence of Kickl, Chancellor Karl Nehammer presented the election as a decision between him and me some weeks prior at a Conservative People's Party meeting. The tide is in favor of him and his Freedom Party, or the FPO. The economy is expected to decrease for a second year running, and inflation has remained stuck above the European Union average. Long-standing polls have placed the OVP and the Islam-critical FPO, who favor harsher immigration regulations, as the front-runners in a two-way contest. To rule, the victor will have to build a coalition. The other party leaders despise Kickl and have sworn never to work for him. The OVP has increased its portrayal of Kickl, an associate of Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban, as an extreme threat to democracy and security, and the FPO's lead is now very slim. According to Associated Press News, concerns about growing security concerns for local journalists in Africa's Sahel region are raised by a media freedom group. According to a media freedom group, local journalists in the Sahel region of Africa are more vulnerable to security threats as a result of recent violent coups and extremist attacks. Reporters Without Borders issued a statement for the security of local journalists, stating that since November of last year, armed groups have killed at least 2 community radio journalists and kidnapped 2 more in Mali and Chad. In the past few years, coups d'etats have rocked 3 countries in the Sahel, a dry region of land south of the Sahara. Military officials that seized control of Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso by force have promised to give their people more security. However, analysts claim that since the juntas came into power, the security situation in the Sahel region has gotten worse, with a record number of attacks and civilian deaths from both government troops and Islamic terrorists. The Armed Conflict Location and Event Data Project reports that during the first half of this year, 3,064 civilians were killed by the violence, a 25% increase over the same period last year. We are going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we will be joined by Amy Ferreira, running for judge in the Las Vegas Court Department 8. Please stay tuned.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
From the Telly Award-winning creator of Love and Karma, Legacy, and Ultra Feminist. Underneath the bright neon lights of Sin City, where fortunes are won and lost in an instant, and the truth can be a bit hazy. Join Elena, a hardworking single mother, her hot-headed son Miguel, and Gabriel, a Filipino pop star on the brink of international stardom, as they embark on a journey of self-discovery, love, and the courage to find one's voice and speak the truth. Made to Shine, coming soon. Presented by Philam TV Network. Written and directed by Giovanni Espiritu.
To keep updated or for more information, visit filmtv.us/made to shine or scan the QR code to be added to the email list for updates and upcoming opportunities to be part of the show. Executive produced by Sam Buban and Esmeralda Padilla Gould.
Welcome back to The Pulse. We are now joined by Amy Ferreira, running for judge. Miss Amy, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me today. I'm excited to be here.
I'm glad to hear that. Please tell our viewers a bit about yourself before we go into the questions.
Yes, so right now I am a sitting judicial officer. I am a hearing master in Las Vegas Justice Court. I was appointed to that position in 2020, and in 2022 I was named as Justice Court Employee of the Year, which is a very big honor that I was very proud of. Prior to my appointment to the bench, I was actually a prosecutor at our district attorney's office. So for 13 years, I sort of focused my work on some of the most vulnerable members of our community. So I prosecuted cases involving child sexual assault crimes with children under the age of 10, started the first ever animal cruelty unit, and then I finished up my career as team chief of the domestic violence unit. I am a wife and a mom. I have a daughter who's 5 years old, and we've got a little farm of rescue animals, creatures who needed a place that couldn't find a place, that very quickly learned to call our home their home. And I'm really just a regular member of our community and excited about what the future might hold.
That's fantastic to hear. What is important to you to your work as a judge? I mean, why serve as a judge?
So I told everybody that I was going to be a lawyer and a judge when I was 4 years old. Everybody else in preschool wanted to be like a Disney princess or a race car driver, superhero, something like very cool and exciting. And I was kind of the nerdy kid who was like, nope, I'm going to be an attorney and a judge, and that has never changed. When I was 4 years old, both of my parents worked full-time jobs. They were small business owners, so they literally worked all day long. And my grandmother would watch me, and Monday through Friday, she would sit me down on this incredible flowered couch that was like teal and rust, and she would turn on the People's Court. And at that point in time, it was Judge Wapner, and we would talk about the cases and who we thought should win and why they should win. And it just sparked such an interest within me. And so this has always been my end game. And so now I'm just so close, so it's very exciting.
That's wonderful to hear. What kind of cases are usually handled at Department 8?
So the department numbers don't mean a whole lot. The number of departments we have right now are 16, and the reason we have 16 departments is we get a new department once our population reaches a certain number. So we certainly didn't start off with 16 departments, but our community has grown so much. Justice Court in and of itself handles all different types of cases. So every criminal case starts in Justice Court before it proceeds to District Court. Justice Court also handles civil matters, so any cases involving monetary value under $15,000. We also do traffic tickets, we do small claims, we do evictions. It's really the People's Court. So it's a mix of different assignments. The specific assignment I would have depends on whatever's left over. So the sitting judges get to pick their assignments, and then the new people who come in get whatever was not selected. So it would probably be a criminal assignment, but there is a chance it could be civil as well. Right now as a hearing master, I have a split docket, criminal and civil. civil. So I feel very well prepared and ready to get started, regardless of what the assignment would be.
Good to know. We're almost out of time for this segment, so what would you like to say to voters out there? This is your pitch.
Thank you so much. So first of all, thank you so much for having me today. It's been such a pleasure to get to chat with you. I hope voters know that I have always believed that our courts should work for the people that they serve and not against them. And so often when I hear community members give feedback, they have very negative opinions of our judicial system. The great thing about Justice Court is it's oftentimes the first step in the process for people. They may have never stepped into a courtroom before. I think the judge that they encounter during that first experience can really make or break what happens going forward. If you have a good and a positive experience, whether you're a defendant, whether you're a victim, a witness, a first responder, whoever you might be, that might really dictate your experience moving forward. You either want to participate, you trust the system, you believe in the system, or if you have a negative experience, you think, I don't want any part of this and it's not fair. And we don't ever want somebody to walk out of court thinking it's unfair. They might not agree with the decision, but I think if people feel seen and heard and respected, it makes things a little bit easier. I think that every judicial officer should have a strong knowledge of the law, proper judicial temperament, and above all else, an unwavering dedication to justice. I think I have all those things, and so I'm really excited to further serve our community.
That is wonderful to hear. We will leave it at that. Amy Ferreira, running for Las Vegas Justice Court, Department 8. Thank you for talking to us today, and good luck on your race.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Please join us again next week here at The Pulse. I'm Joe Buban. God bless your week.
Enjoy Film TV Network on KGNG 26.8 Las Vegas and www.filmtv.us. Search for and download Film TV Network in Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Download the WCE TV app from smartphones and search for Film TV.
From the Telly Award-winning creator of Love and Karma, Legacy, and Ultra Feminist. Underneath the bright neon lights of Sin City, where fortunes are won and lost in an instant, and the truth can be a bit hazy. Join Elena, a hard-working single mother, her hot-headed son Miguel, and Gabriel, a Filipino pop star on the brink of international stardom, as they embark on a journey of self-discovery, love, and the courage to find one's voice and speak the truth. Made to Shine, coming soon. Presented by Film TV Network. Written and directed by Giovanni Espiritu.
To keep updated or for more information, visit filmtv.us/made-to-shine or scan the QR code to be added to the email list for updates and upcoming opportunities to be part of the show. Executive produced by Sam Buban and Esmeralda Padilla Gould.
We use headphones as a part of our everyday lives. Whether we're at work, getting exercise, meditating, in transit, studying, practicing, or relaxing.
Hi, I'm Ryan Sway, the founder of Aircom. I would like to introduce the world's first wireless airflow audio earbuds. As a festival and a concert junkie, I really enjoy the live experience of being there and feeling the music. When we started developing Airflow, our goal was to reproduce that live experience using earbuds.
The problem with traditional headphones is that the speakers are located inside of the earpiece, literally giving you centimeters before the audio hits your eardrum.
What Aircom is doing, they're the first company to actually address the fact that there needs to be a space involved associated with having the sound waves expand fully.
The difference between traditional headphones and Aircom audio is that the air tube gives you 8 times more space, allowing the sound waves to fully develop before they actually hit your eardrums. And this gives it a much more live, natural sound, just like in a recording studio.
It's real nice that someone actually addressed the physics associated with how sound comes out.
The challenge we had was to create an earbud with enough airspace for the sound to fully develop and breathe. Unfortunately, traditional earbuds are about the size of a jelly bean, and there's just not enough airspace. However, that changed when we developed Airflow Audio. Airflow uses an air tube to deliver 6 to 8 times more airspace than traditional earbuds. The end result is a true live listening experience, just like you're at a festival or a concert. We also added magnets to the back of the earpieces so you can wear it around your neck when you're not using it.
Being that the drivers are 8 inches from the earpiece, the magnets do not affect the integrity of the sound at all.
The orange line represents the frequency transmitting through the wire to the speaker, which then converts to the blue sound wave that develops more as it travels up the air tube, producing a balanced, full body and live listening experience.
Another really cool feature is that these earbuds are sweat-proof and water-resistant because they're coated with a super hydrophobic nanotechnology. So now you can be on a skateboard or riding a motorcycle and listen to music as if you were watching a live show or actually in a recording studio.
We're coming to you for help in bringing these unparalleled earbuds to market.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.